Hello to my Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Geminis. Hopefully you all are having a fantastic day. I know you are, because that is the intention that you set. All right, we are still in the full moon phase, so hopefully you all have set your intentions. If you all do rituals, we do have moon rituals on my TikTok and also on my YouTube shorts, right? My YouTube shorts. So go check it out. This is Queen Amun Ra, like I said before. Take what resonates with you in the video. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it, Geminis. Let's get right into it. Let's get into it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's see what's in your cards. I am safe and protected. I am safe and protected, Geminis. Talking to you, whoever Gemini is in your birth chart. Let's get an angel number. Wherever Gemini is in your birth chart. Gemini rules third house. Third house is all about early education, intelligence, sibling relationships, interactions, logic, reason, communication, short trips, and also hobbies. So you're safe and protected. So you don't have to be a Gemini if you're watching this channel. If you're watching this video, just be very in tune with your third house, right? Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the communication and messenger planet. It's also about knowledge and learning, just like about how you communicate and how other people communicate, whether it's via telepathy, verbal, so infinity. So life is a never-ending loop. So one cycle in your life is ending, but another is beginning. So this shift can feel catastrophic, but it's the natural way of things. Be on the lookout for other signs coming your way. Your communication with your angels is strong right now. So draw another card with an intention of receiving. Let me see. Hold on. Draw another card with the intention of receiving guidance in your next steps as the current cycle ends and the next one begins. So 8. So stay focused. So, and then you have 1 right here. So this is a message that another one is beginning. So you ended a karmic cycle, right? With 2 energies, and then with maybe 2 with a karmic that was misusing their fire. So you could have ended something with maybe 2 narcissists or 2 very low vibrating energies who were using their fire the wrong way. And then you're beginning a cycle possibly with some energies that are using their fire the right way. People who know how to stay focused, right? Maybe you are starting with someone who knows how to stay focused. So 8 is the money exchange number, right? And you're entering into something where you're staying focused, right? So in other words, you're ending a cycle with some energy who didn't know how to stay focused. So in hindsight, you ended something. So something ended. So remember, we had a full moon in Scorpio, right? And it was a full flower moon in Scorpio a couple of days ago. Well, by the time you watch this video, it's been a couple of days ago. And so 8th house, Scorpio rules 8th house. And that was about renewal, sexuality, death, transformation, shared finances, inheritance, loans, occult, mystery, intimacy. So something broke a chain. Remember, Scorpio is ruled by the Judgment card, which is Pluto. And then also, and Pluto is retrograde right now. So somebody somebody judged you by something, whether they judged you because of your sexuality, they judged you how you process the end of something, they judged you by your transformation, or you judged them by some kind of shared finances, inheritance, some kind of a loan, some kind of an occult. Maybe they judged you based on maybe you watched tarot, or they watched tarot and you judged them. Some kind of judgment call was made, personal beliefs about something, spiritual beliefs on something, whatever. But some kind of judgment was made, right? Some kind of mystery, some kind of an occult, maybe maybe they belong to an occult, or you belong to some kind of an occult, and it's like secret society, or you belong to some kind of secret society, whatever it is. But whatever, something caused some kind of a chain to break. 8 looks like a chain when you turn it to the side, like an infinity. But somebody's just like, you know what, it needs to end. Something would just go on and on and on, and I need to just break a chain of something. It just needs to end. Something needs to end. Something needs to finally end, and I need to plant seeds somewhere else, right? Sometimes it looks like you need to end a job. Sometimes it looks like you need to end where you live, a geographical location. Sometimes it looks like you need to break a lease. Sometimes you break a friendship. Y'all get the point, right? Let's get into it. Something needed to end. All right, let's get some ancestral messages here, Gemini. Because some things feel like it's just going to go on and on and on. Sometimes it looks like generationally you need to break, because energy never dies. Sometimes it looks like you need to break up the monotony. Maybe you need to start having dinner at somebody else's house. Maybe somebody transitions and dinners can be held at somebody's house when somebody died. Maybe it looks like, you're going to be the first person in the family that breaks the cycle of, you're the first person that graduates from college. You see what I'm saying? You get the point? Maybe you're the first person that dates outside of your race. Maybe you decide, hey, you're going to date somebody with a different religious background. Usually when you're the first person that does something outside of what is deemed the norm, it causes some kind of upheaval. And Scorpio is also ruled by the Tower card, which is called some kind of upheaval. So people are, some people feel safe doing something a certain way until somebody does something outside of what is deemed the norm. So you're safe and protected, but you have the gift of precognition. This is foreknowledge. So you deserve the best. Right, so somebody feels like, so you're starting something brand new. It's something that you kind of may have had some kind of download of what's already coming. Maybe it was a dream or something that you had, and you just almost feel like, okay, I'm not sure if this is actually a dream or if this for real or what. And it could have come through some kind of a dream, and you may be like, I'm not really sure. But your gifts have increased. Somebody misses you. Archangel Michael, the dispenser of justice. So something was done behind your back. Don't return their call. Toss something into a burning bowl. So yeah, some things were done behind your back. So 2 people did something behind your back, possibly in court. Probably 2 Taurus did something behind your back. You won't be returning their call. But something else was done behind your back, and you're starting a new cycle. Maybe somebody else did something behind your back that you're like, okay, this is a nice surprise, right? Here's a hell no. So you tossing something into a burning bowl, somebody's a succubus, right? Your well of joy is within you. And so somebody's a star. But somebody may do it's time to start dating again. But somebody may have done something behind your back that, your bitter ex's lover wants you, right? Your enemy's playing backfired. I see you being booked and busy, not bitter and burdened. So somebody may have done something nice for you behind your back too. You have the gift of telepathy, so that's the transference of thoughts, feelings, ideas, intuitive, emotively, and superconscious. So something good is coming across your path. So like I said, life is a never-ending loop. So apparently somebody is a star. So congratulations to you. And some people have been watching you. You're safe and protected. And your gifts have increased. Your well of joy is within you. Some people miss you. And it looks like some people were trying to stay connected to you because people may have been asking about you, Gemini. And I'm talking to you wherever Gemini is in your birth chart. And people may have wanted to stay connected to you for a reason. Maybe feeling like, okay, well, this person, we're gonna catch on to their rising star. And we've been hearing some things about them, and we want to stay connected to them by any means necessary, and stay looped, connected to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And so it kind of like brought out the worst in some people. But you have the gift of telepathy, and some people may have been, trying to stay connected to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And so some things are going on behind your back without your knowledge. And some people were telling you, some people were keeping you abreast of some things, behind your back without your knowledge. Just letting you know some things that were going on behind your back. So some energies, you're not going to be returning some people's calls because It seems like somebody's dreams are coming true. It's like somebody's dreams are coming true. Some people had to really test to see who would you know, down to the very last minute, you know, who would stab you in the back. The people's back that you would have, who would stab you in the back, and who would, you know, who would throw you under the bus for real. Like who would be there for you and who wouldn't be there for you at the very last minute. All right, so, all right, Gemini. That's just kind of how it goes, though. You know, like you never know who's gonna have your back. You know, who's gonna because this is family. That's what this sun is, and so who secretly is gonna hate you once you start, you know, once you start believing in your dreams. And some people needed to be tested, right? Some people needed to be tested, but you're safe and protected, just FYI. And the way that source will hide things, first of all, we have 12 houses, right? And the way the source will hide things, and like I said, you are ruled third house. The source will go all the way back to like early education, like who's known you since from the beginning, like third house, and see what messages, just to see what people have to say about you, right? You know, almost like you're being filmed. You know, like you're on Truman Show, right? See what people got to say about you. Almost like people are like, what do people have to say about you? You know, and then show you, almost like show you what people got to say about you. What are people gonna say about you if they go take it all the way back? And some of it will be just flat out disappointing. Like, oh wow, people are saying some horrible stuff about you. Like, and then listen to what you got to say about them. It's like it could be so. It'll be such a contrast. Almost like you're just saying. You're saying all these nice things about them, and they're saying such horrible things about you, and you're just like, wow, you really thought this highly of these people that's saying these horrible things about you. And it's almost showing that just for shillings, a couple of dollars, a couple of bucks, they would really throw you under the bus. Like you got tire tracks on the back of your neck, and then if you play back what you said about them, they would look on their face like, oh wow, I didn't know they really, but I haven't heard from them. I didn't know they felt that way about me. Like I had no idea. And they would show you crying like, you know what, I was so busy working, trying to just get things settled and set up for them, and but that's how they felt. Here's the Eight of Swords right here. Because they wanted your life so bad. They wanted to do a destiny swap. They so busy, you know, swapping stuff, wanting to swap life with you. Here's the Ace of Swords. Yeah, Ace of Swords. Yeah, so when you're looking back and seeing how restricted you were, how people really, really wanted your life, and they would create a nightmare. Trying to create a nightmare for you. So busy wanting your life. So, yep, wanting your life so bad. You know, so like I said, but some things are being done behind your back. Here we have the Queen of Cups here. Wanting your life so bad. Anyway, Source is saying to you, there's renewal, there's hope. Here's the Queen of Wands here. And here's the King of Pentacles here. It looks like you have enough information at this point to kind of sort of see, you have enough information at this point to see what side you land on, like in terms of enlightenment, and just kind of like basically what pack people run with. You know, you have enough information, Gemini, to see what kind of pack people run with. To see what was done behind your back, Gemini. And somebody, like I said, full and upright, just to leave behind, you know, leave behind any kind of distractions whatsoever, right? To wake up from a nightmare, to really just kind of wake up from a nightmare moving forward. Like I said, you're safe and protected. Here's the Ten of Wands here. Somebody is no longer moving anymore. Somebody's no longer moving anymore. It looks like you are doing the, you've done the shadow work. You're no longer moving anymore. You've awakened from a nightmare. You're a person who is very responsible. Something was done behind your back. You close out a cycle. You're a really strong person. 2 people did something behind your back. Looks like 2 people did something behind your back in court. Stab you in the back, in court to try to restrict you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And these are loved ones who try to restrict you in someone else. That's why you're not returning their call. That's why you're not returning their call. But the plan backfired. The plan backfired, and that's why you're not returning their call. But you're, like I said, you're safe and protected. You're safe and protected. Somebody's a succubus spirit. That's a sex demon, by the way. Yeah, you're not returning their call. Yeah, and this could be spiritual court or a 3D or a 5D court. It doesn't really matter. But you're not returning their call. Your well of joy is within you, and your abundance and your prosperity is growing. And theirs is now limited. Theirs is now limited. Yeah, here's the Ace of Pentacles. Some kind of a new venture is happening here. Prosperity for you, right? Because people have enough information at this point. People have enough information at this point. Like I said, you have the gift of telepathy. And so I see a team being put together for you. Because people see that you're very responsible. Like you've been bullied. You're a star in your own right. Here we have the 4 of Wands. Something is going to feel like a homecoming for you. It's a celebration happening here. Something is now closed out, like through prayer, meditation. I feel like your community is coming together. People see that, like I said, you're no longer, I don't see somebody moving, anymore. I don't see you being bullied anymore. If you've been bullied, I don't see that happening anymore for you. I see you waking up from a nightmare. I see, people see you as this very compassionate person. They see you as a person who is, like they want to be friends with you. That's what I'm seeing here in your cards. People just have enough information. They just know that you're a lone wolf. And when I say wolf, I mean in a positive way. Like look up lone wolf energy. Like you catch wind of something. Like I said, you're a very compassionate person. People see you as being very responsible. You'll ask for help if you need it. If you feel stressed out or you feel like somebody is burdened or weighed down by something, or you feel like somebody's being bullied, you'll ask for help. You'll help people if you feel like they are weighed down or they stressed out. Somebody is a prayer warrior for sure. Somebody's definitely a prayer warrior. Here we have the 4 swords here. I definitely feel like somebody gets their rest. Here's the 7 of swords here. You're a person who'll walk away from people who are dishonest, people who talk about people behind their back. You'll get up and walk out. Like, you'll get up and walk out. Like, you have no problem walking away from people. You're number 11 in the situation. You may sit on the fence for a minute, but you'll get up and walk out. Yep. You'll stop talking to people and walk out. So this is a good thing. Like I said, somebody looks like somebody has learned their lesson in the past, that you're not going through no more nightmares. I can tell you that right now. You've been through enough nightmares in your life. Because once you go through, because obviously before 9 of swords is 8 of swords, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've gone through enough that to a point where people will say that you have a smart mouth, and that you've been restricted enough, on your journey that you'll just walk away. You'll walk away. So let's see what else we have. Let's see what else we have. So yeah, good for you, Gemini. Good for you. Like I said, you're safe and protected. You're safe and protected. Like you're not, like I said, when you look back, you see things from a higher frequency. You resolve something within yourself, right? So you're not for the triangulation. Somebody's not with the people turning people against each other, and so like I said, you won't be returning somebody's call, a couple of people's call, honestly, because life is a never-ending loop. Somebody sees that you are a star. You're not a fool, and so when people, saying that they, you know, praying for your strength, or like I said, you have the gift of telepathy. I see you being booked and busy. You have enough information to see what team people are on at this point. I feel like somebody at this point doesn't realize that you know that they assassinated your character. They played a role in assassinating your character behind your back. But you know now that they played a role in bullying you and somebody else, right? Your son. If somebody has a son, they played a role in it. Something has come to light. You now know. So their name is going right in the burning bowl too. Yeah, you now know. In hindsight is 2020. You may not have known before, but you know now. Yeah. So when you went to work, you didn't know at first, but now you know. Now you know. Yep, now you know. They were part of the confusion. That they were a dark magician. Yep. Didn't know at first, but now you know. Had no idea. Yep, now you know. They were ruthless. Yep, had no idea. Yep, you had no idea. They played some kind of role in the depression. Had no idea. Yeah, but they didn't get away with it. Yeah, had no idea. But a lot of things are behind you now. These are energies that you sat around a table with. Energies that you sat around the table with. Laughed, joked, talked around. Everybody sat around, joked and laughed and talked, but they didn't get away with it. All of these energies. And like I said, and two of them, like I said, snakes. But now you know. They'll be reaching out to you. Because I see you on center stage. Yeah. But you won't fall for the bait this time. You will not fall for the bait this time. Yeah. You're never going back. Won't fall for the bait this time. Yep. You or somebody else won't fall for the bait this time. Yeah. Because now you know how somebody was able to move. Yeah. So apparently there was somebody who played a role in the triangulation. They had an issue with something. They were harboring some kind of, somebody was, okay, I don't know who I'm talking to here, but somebody has a child, and you may have moved in with somebody when you were a teenager or like a young adult or something like that with a child. And when you went off to work, I don't know who I'm talking to here, somebody in their family may have bullied your child or something like that. I don't know who I'm talking to. And you may be just now finding out. Something may be just now coming to light, like right now. Something may be just now coming to light. You know, now that now that somebody's becoming a star, like, but you're not a fool. Something may be just now coming to light. Somebody may not have told you something for a long time until now that they're an adult that played a role in their depression. You may not have had any idea about anything. Somebody may have not told you anything. Yeah. A lot of stuff that may have been going on in the house that you had no idea about. Yeah. Now you try to play with, somebody may have had dogs and somebody that was being bullied. Something was going on behind closed doors somebody didn't even know about. Wow. Might not have even had a clue. Wow. Yeah, right behind your back. Just going on right behind your back. Going on right behind your back. Yeah, so here we have the Six of Swords. So I definitely feel like you're moving on, you know, with life. So like I said, you're safe and protected. You're safe and protected. And so if you're a person who has kids and people who are family or like family in your life, you're cutting everybody off. Somebody's cutting everybody off. This is where, where's that card here? You and somebody are cutting everybody off. Yeah. I feel like if it's like you and you're, yeah, because you're not a fool. So many things is going on behind you and somebody's back. It's not even funny. It's like you and your child, or you and somebody, or you and a parent. So many things are going on. Like almost like people treated. I don't know who I'm talking to. It's like you and a parent, or you and a child, or you and your kids. Almost like people were just treating like you just fell off the back of a turnip truck. Like you didn't have family or something. Like people were just abusive. You know. Here's a so yeah. Just abusive. But that's alright. What goes around comes around. Trust and believe. What goes around comes around. So, yeah. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So, for somebody, it was just purely transactional. That's it. For them, something, a lot of stuff is coming to light about just money. Something was just purely about money. So somebody had to be getting paid something. Somebody was just getting paid something. Whether they were just getting paid in compliments, or they just wanted to be seen as somebody who was just, you know, wanted to be seen a particular kind of way in front of everybody. Who knows? But, like I said before, or maybe they were getting a check. Who knows? Maybe somebody was paying them money, and you just now finding out about it. Something was happening. But somebody went down a rabbit hole to find out what was going on. But some information, like I said before, you are safe and protected. But somebody did some digging. Somebody did some digging and found out some information about some information. But some information is going to come back to you. Information is going to come back to you to find out if something was just transactional for somebody. Somebody could have just gotten some money, could have been getting some money for you and possibly your kids for years. But somebody could have been getting bullied behind your back when you went off to work. And it could have contributed to years of depression. But like I said, you're safe and protected. You and your kids or child are safe and protected for somebody. But if that's the case and somebody's been living a lie their whole life, you're going to find out everything. Everything is coming to light. Now that something is over, somebody's going to find out everything. And if that's the case, like I said before, you won't ever be returning people's calls. It's going to be just a wrap. It won't be no more need for conversation or nothing. If it was just purely transactional, yeah. Yeah. Your hard work is paying off. Your hard work is paying off. Yep, your hard work is paying off. So, yeah. You're learning how to see something from a higher frequency. Something about, people just have different love languages. People have different love languages. I feel like somebody created, like I said, somebody created something. Somebody created this whole big lie around something because of money. I don't know who I'm talking to here, but I feel like this, where's the card? Yeah, something came to light. Something came to light. Something major came to light. But somehow the judicial system has something to do with it. But yeah, inner child. Allow me to give compassion and love to that little one. Let me attend to its deepest needs and feelings. Yep, so. Yep. Something major is coming out. Something major is coming out. Something major is coming out. Yeah, so connect with fire. Connect with fire. Something major is coming out. So something major is coming out. So like I said, I see you at center stage, and you're no longer falling for the bait. Whatever the bait was, you and somebody are no longer falling for it. You're no longer falling for it. Yep. Learn how to be more conservative with your time. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Oh, here's some questions for somebody who wants questions. Here's some questions. First question is, what are your top 3 priorities this week, this month, and year? Second question is, what are your biggest fears? The third question is, do you have specific daily rituals and routines that nourish you? Fourth question is, do you reward yourself when you accomplish something? And then last but not least is, how much of your day or week do you block out for self-care and personal development? So those are the questions for the moon in Capricorn, for you to learn how to, because this could be somebody's Saturn return, like a major life change happening now that we had that full moon in Scorpio. And like I said, Scorpio is ruled by the death card. And I mean, not ruled by, but it's the death card, and it's ruled by the judgment card, which is Pluto, outermost planet, and also the Tower card, which is Mars. So somebody's starting to have a total recall of your purpose here on planet Earth, and someone has finally found their star. Finally found their star. You and somebody have found your star, your purpose, while you're here on planet Earth, and you're safe and protected now. You're safe and protected, and you've awakened from a nightmare. You're finally being able to get some rest and move on from, like I said, being bullied. And so your hard work is paying off, so you can focus on your inner child and toss some things into a burning bowl. And like I said, you may be getting some phone calls from some people, you know, basically congratulating some people or whatever. But there's some phone calls you won't be returning. They may be like, you know, trying to hurry, but hey, just call them real quick, you know, acting like they want to, you know, talk or whatever. You know, you may some of them may catch you off guard. You may answer them, but after a few phone calls, you won't be responding. You won't be answering anymore. But that's what I have for you. All right, bye.